Hello, one and all. Welcome to another episode of MMA Vision Analysis. This one, I'm here to talk about Khamzat Chimaev and the recent footage of him circulating, training again, and what I think is the future or the potential future for Khamzat Chimaev and all the obstacles that Khamzat Chimaev is facing and perhaps will face in the near future. But before getting started, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification to get all of this that is new from this channel, your channel, the one and only MMA Vision Analysis. Prior to the cancellation of the supposed Robert Whittaker fight, I made a video, and that's just around two and a half months ago, maybe 3 months ago, and I titled the video, Khamzat Chimaev, a wasted talent, ? And really, I still have those questions. Matter of fact, those questions only became more significant after Khamzat Chimaev pulled out of his supposed fight against Robert Whittaker. That was, I think, a pivotal point in Khamzat Chimaev's career. Unfortunately, Khamzat Chimaev was not able to make that Robert Whittaker fight because obviously that fight was going to propel either one of those guys to a title match. I'm not sure about Robert Whittaker. I always said even if Robert Whittaker was to beat Khamzat Chimaev, he had to face one more person in order for him to get a title shot. And I think that's precisely what happened to Robert Whittaker. Even though he did not face Khamzat Chimaev, he defeated his opponent. And now there's a possibility of Whittaker facing the former middleweight champion to determine the number one contender, and that is Sean Strickland. I'm not sure how happy Sean is about that. I'm not even sure if Sean is interested in taking this fight. Matter of fact, Sean has hinted to him not being interested in said fight. Matter of fact, he didn't so much hint. He blatantly said it. He's not interested in fighting Robert Whittaker. I do not blame Strickland. Whittaker fight is tough for anybody in that middleweight division. I do understand Whittaker has been defeated, Izzy, you name it. But that does not take anything away from Whittaker. Now, Khamzat Chimaev, the guy that I'm here to talk about today, video surfacing, him training again, pictures surfacing of him being in the gym again. I'm not quite sure what it is precisely with Khamzat Chimaev. After 2022, obviously, he had a fantastic 21. Majority, I want to say, of 22. 23, things began to become a bit shaky for Khamzat Chimaev. I believe he was like 4 in a row in a very short amount of time. He took fights like back to back. I remember during all of the shenanigans that were happening a few years ago, beginning of the second decade of the 21st century, we had, obviously the instability that the whole planet faced. We were lucky enough to get guys like Khamzat Chimaev in that octagon, and he was fighting like, I remember he fought once, and then he fought again like 2 or 3 weeks. So he fought like 4 times in a short period of time. And then, like, once 22 hit, later that year, he started having trouble. I know Khamzat Chimaev has visa issues, if I'm not mistaken, which prevents him from entering the States. So there's just kind of, he's not the only one, actually, from that part of the world. I want to say, he's not Dagestan, he's Chechenian, obviously. But when we say Chechnya, Dagestan, those are all Russian-speaking places. I think at one point they were a part of Russia. I think Dagestan is still a part of Russia. I'm not sure about Chechnya. Most certainly, I know guys from Chechnya. Khamzat Chimaev is not the only one that has visa issues. He's not the only one that has visa issues. There are other fighters that have visas that prevent them from entering the States. Obviously, that's why we get those Saudi Arabia cards, the UAE cards, Dubai, for people that are not familiar with the UAE. Dubai is inside of the UAE, the United Arab Emirates. And that's why we get those cards, because a lot of those guys cannot get a visa to enter the States. So it's very tricky for Khamzat Chimaev. Plus, you have his back-to-back injuries. I'm not sure what it is that's going on with Khamzat Chimaev, but guys from that part of the world, generally speaking, retire at a relatively young age. And I can mention names here. Obviously, Khabib Nurmagomedov retired, top of his game. The guy was only 32 years old. Realistically, he had a good 3 to 5 years left in him. Retired, top of his game. There is another guy who used to fight at 145. That guy had a lot of potential. I really used to think that this guy was the next big thing. And this guy's name is Zabit Magomedsharipov. If you guys never witnessed a fight for Zabit Magomedsharipov, I highly suggest that you take the time to go ahead and watch a Zabit Magomedsharipov fight. That's another guy. If I'm not mistaken, Zabit retired around the age of 30 as well. That's number two. What I'm trying to say here is that Khamzat Chimaev is approaching his 30s. He's still in his late 20s. But what I'm trying to say here is that time is definitely ticking for Khamzat Chimaev. And there's a lot of potential there. Unfortunately for him, this will be wasted potential if he does not decide to do something about it soon. I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure if he's not taking things serious or it's just lack of luck, perhaps. But if he wants to grab a title before the end of his career, which these guys are known not to have long careers, they do not stick around for that long. He needs to get back in the octagon ASAP. Would not be opposed to him versus Robert Whittaker end of the year. Let's make it happen, UFC. If you made it this far, I appreciate you for sticking around. Please let me know what you think in the comments and like, subscribe for more.